Hello again to all of you cinemaniacs out there, and welcome back to Arrow Senior Living's Marvel Cinematic Universe Weekend Movie Marathon Primer Series. My name is Aaron Neeson, Arrow's visual media director, and I am your guide through this marathon, preparing you for the movies you are going to be enjoying with reminders and tips on important events and characters you will be seeing. Today, we are laying the groundwork for Ant-Man, the 14th movie we are watching in this series. We just watched Avengers Age of Ultron, where we watched the Avengers battle against Ultron, a rogue AI that was trying to destroy humanity to finally have peace in our time. The Avengers were joined by Vision, a sentient being created out of Jarvis, Ultron, and the Mind Stone, which was inside of Loki's scepter this entire time. Vision is a powerful ally to the Avengers, and he wasn't the only new members. Wanda and Pietro Maximoff also turned against their once ally Ultron, and battled with the Avengers to defeat the robot menace. Sadly, Pietro nobly sacrificed himself to protect Hawkeye and civilians, cementing his spot as a great hero and Avenger. The Avengers were able to stop Ultron and save a lot of people with the help of Nick Fury and an old helicarrier, but not without a tremendous amount of collateral damage to Sokovia. Thor went back into space, as now there have been 4 Infinity Stones that have shown up, and he wants to find out why. The Tesseract, the Aether, Loki's Scepter, and the Power Stone are all Infinity Stones of immense power. The Hulk also left after the battle with Ultron to parts unknown, much to the dismay of Natasha. Bruce, Hulk's alter ego, and Natasha had begun forming a romantic connection, but Bruce and Hulk clearly felt they couldn't continue the life they were leading after the events of the movie. And that left the Avengers, with Captain America and Black Widow training the new team, consisting of the Falcon, Vision, War Machine, and Scarlet Witch. Don't worry, we will see all these characters again soon. I really hope that you enjoyed Avengers Age of Ultron. I loved James Spader's performance as Ultron, and it greatly expanded the world of the Avengers, asking some tough questions of the team and testing them in new ways. But now it is time to move on to the next movie in our marathon, Ant-Man. So what else do you need to know for this one? You know the drill. We're going to talk about characters and previous events, and then get into the plot. No spoilers yet. I promise I'll warn you before that happens. So this is the first movie featuring the character Ant-Man, and there actually isn't a lot of backstory you need to know going into the film. The film takes place right after Avengers Age of Ultron, so with everything we just talked about, and you having seen the previous movie, you should be all up to speed. The characters you will meet are Scott Lang, played by Paul Rudd, a well-meaning thief who is fresh out of prison and trying to turn his life around. Hank Pym, played by Michael Douglas, a former S.H.I.E.L.D. employee who developed shrinking technology. Darren Cross, a protege of Hank Pym who took over Hank's company via hostile takeover. Hope Van Dyne, Hank's estranged daughter. Louise, Scott's former cellmate in prison. And finally, there's Cassie Lang, Scott's daughter, Maggie, Scott's former wife, and Paxton, Maggie's new fiancé. Now it's time to talk a little bit about the plot, so if you're wanting to go in blind, it's time to turn this off and enjoy the film. Okay, now that they're gone, let's talk about the plot. Minor spoilers about the story from here on out. In 1989, scientist Hank Pym resigned from S.H.I.E.L.D. after discovering their attempt to replicate his Ant-Man shrinking technology. He had been working for S.H.I.E.L.D. as Ant-Man to help protect the world from threats and had been a very effective secret agent type. He believed that the technology would be very dangerous if it ever got into the wrong hands, so to protect it, he left S.H.I.E.L.D. In the present day, Hope Van Dyne and Darren Cross are close to perfecting Hank's shrinking technology, which horrifies Hank. Meanwhile, Scott Lang has been released from prison, but is having trouble holding down a job. As a result, Scott joins Luis and his crew to burgle a home, which just so happens to be Hank's. He finds Hank's old Ant-Man suit and swipes it, not knowing what it truly was. He puts it on at home and accidentally shrinks himself down to the size of an insect. Terrified of what he discovered, Scott returns the suit but is arrested on the way out of the house again. It's there that Hank smuggles the suit to Scott in jail, and he uses it to break out. It turns out that Hank had manipulated all the events to test Scott and wanted his help to break into his old company and steal the technology back before Darren Cross can use it. After that, it's heist time. That is a general idea to get you started on the movie. Once again, I don't want to give away too much, so I'm just going to leave things at that. Fun bit of trivia: Dr. Henry Pym, the first Ant-Man, premiered in Tales to Astonish number 27 in January of 1962. He would first appear in costume as Ant-Man in Tales to Astonish number 35 in September 1962. He has the ability to shrink and grow in size, can communicate with ants via his helmet, and has gone by different aliases such as Giant Man, Goliath, and Yellow Jacket. I'm very excited for you all to enjoy Ant-Man. It is unlike any other movie in this Marvel Cinematic Universe before, as it is essentially a heist film with a lot of fun comedy and action thrown in. And Paul Rudd is always a delight. I'll be back soon with another primer video for the next movie in our marathon, Captain America: Civil War. Until next time.